Hey guys, this is Rory with New Craft Metal Products. We manufacture the Craftlander boat lift. What we have here today, I'm going to do an assembly video on the Pontoon guidons. These guidons will work with any one of our vertical hoists, with the exception of the bunks come standard at 12 foot. If you go to a bigger lift, such as an 8,000 hydraulic, 7,000 pound lift where it's got a longer bed, you may have to go to the 15-foot bunks. Or you can put 15-foot bunks with this kit to favor out the back of the hoist more to catch the boat. There's a couple different ways you can install these to make them work. They work for a twin tube pontoon or a tri-tune pontoon. You can install these on the outside, basically like so. So as you're coming in, rather than your boat making contact with the components of the boat lift, it'll hit the guides, protecting the boat on the way in from any damages. You can put them on the outside, or you can put them on the inside, say it's a tri-tune or a twin tube if you don't want to touch the outside of the tubes, to protect them from any hairline scratches that you might come on a windy day and hit kind of hard. You can put them under the boat so you won't see them. Now you can straddle the center tube if it's a tri-tune, or you can flip them around and straddle the inside of the outer tubes, if that makes sense. When you get the box on this kit, you're going to have 4 of these uprights right here. These are what goes on each corner of the carriage. They're going to hold up the bunk material on the kit. You're going to get a package of these flat bars. These are formed one way. There's 8 of these included. You'll get 8 of these, like I said, in a bag. You're going to get a hardware bag, looks like this. It's got the drawing in there with the instructions. What's included inside of that bag is going to be your bolts right here and nuts for putting these clips on, attaching those. Got that bag. You have the 1/2-inch bolts for attaching the bunks to the uprights with nuts. And then you'll have a bag of 4 plastic caps that are going to go in the top of the upright. That'll cover up any sharp edges that you might have. First, what I want to do is show you the way that I like to do it. Take one of these clips here. I install 1 clip on every upright. So today for this video, I'm just going to be installing one side. The other side is just going to be a simple repeat of this side here. So I start off with grabbing 2 nuts, 2 of the 3/8 bolts. And what you do, you go from the top down. These clips right here, if you pay attention to this contour, it's got a bend to it. It's also got square corner here, rounded corner here, and here. These are designed to clamp the top flange of the I-beam. The straight cut corners will go towards the I-beam, like so, rounded corners going out, and you do want that bend going up like this. So the straight one's gonna end up flat, the one with the rounded corner is gonna be going uphill. Okay? So what you do, you take that profile, stick it on here like so. What I do is get the nuts and bolts just started, just enough to hold the clip in place. This is what you end up with right here. So the next step, what I like to do, set it on top of your I-beam, and then what you do is you slide this into place, and now you can see how that clip grabbed that flange of the I-beam. You're going to then grab another one of the clips, 2 more 3/8 bolts, 2 more 3/8 nuts. What I do is I drop them down like so, take your clip, install it on the bottom side. Now, your adjustment for these as far as in and or out, what I always say, a good rule of thumb is move them wide to the outside until you get your boat in the hoist, and then you can get a physical measurement of exactly where you want them. Recommendations is probably 1.5 to 2 inches in between the bunk material after it's mounted and the side of your tube, whether it's under the boat or on the side of the boat, either way. Once you have this part done, you can put all 4 of these bases in the same location. And then what you'll do is you'll snug up these bolts, get yourself a 9/16 socket and wrench, get those snugged up. What that's going to do, it's going to lock it into place. Now, what that's going to do after that is bring you to the next step. This is just going to be your standard bunks, the same things that would hold the boat. You have your bunk clips inside of here. You'll notice they'll move around, okay? You can slide them to where you want to do, to wherever you want them to be, actually. And the reason for that is, at the back of the hoist, you probably want more bunk material out behind the back of the hoist so your boat can catch that sooner and steer you in. So you can slide these to wherever it's going to suit you best, wherever you want the bunk to be. Now, this 3/8 bolt that's in right here, once you get the bunk installed and have the clips where you want it to be, you're then going to just snug up this bolt. And what that's going to do, it's going to cave in this extrusion just a tad bit. And what it'll do, it'll pinch that clip in there so then it can't move. So when the boat's coming in, you bump up against this, the bunk will not slide on you, it'll stay put. With that being said, this tab will always face towards the outside of the upright piece of hardware. Then you're at the point where you're going to have 1/2-inch bolt, 1/2-inch nylock brass nut. The way I like to do it here, put the bolt through one of your holes here, bring your bunk rail up. You're just going to slide it through the hole there, like so. Take your 1/2-inch nut, put it right on the back side there. And then what you're going to do is at the front corner, you're just going to repeat exactly what you did here. You can go ahead and crank these down tight if you haven't already. After that, you slide the bunk where you want it. Go ahead and tighten this 1/2-inch bolt up, and then you'd go through and tighten your 3/8 bolt up right here. And that'll keep the bunk from sliding anywhere at all. Like, again, you have the front corner to do, same way as you did that, and then you'll have the opposing side of the lift do it the same way. So when you're done and you have the hardware up, the guidon's going to sit like so, and you can see the pontoon's going to come and rub against this on the way in. Secondly, you can also, like I said earlier in the video, you can have these under the boat as well. Either way, one thing you do want to keep an eye on is your lifting strikes for your boat. And those have a contour right here that come in here. Just make sure you have the clearance here if your lifting strikes are on the center of the under the boat, or if they're on the outside. Just want to make sure, sometimes you get close contact there. Just something to keep an eye out for. Get everything tightened up, bring your boat into the hoist, and then once you have your boat into the hoist, you can lift the boat up to stabilize it. And then what you can do is you can loosen these 4 bolts back up at each corner, slide these exactly where you want them to be, and then retighten them up, and you're good to go, and you can start enjoying it. Thank you for joining.